Today we're going to celebrate a little piece of the life of Sister Thea Bowman, who's one of my great spiritual heroes, saintly figures, saintly BFFs, as I like to call them, in heaven. And we're going to feature music by M. Roger Holland. Sister Thea was all about music, and that's why she inspires me so. In this image, we see her dancing with the monstrance with the Eucharist in it, because she was a Franciscan sister of perpetual adoration. And so Jesus was at the heart of everything she did, and she saw in Jesus the light, the way to bring light into the world. For her, the best way was music. So she always had a song in her heart and mind, and loved to share that song with everyone, anyone in distant, within close distance. Sister Thea was born in Yazoo City, Mississippi in 1937 and grew up in Canton. And she is just a great symbol to me of the celebration of diversity and speaking out against racism, both in the society in which she lived, especially in Mississippi, in the pre-Civil Rights War days, pre-Civil Rights days, and also in the church. When she was just a little girl, the age of 9, Thea converted to Catholicism because she was so influenced by the Franciscan sisters who had come to start a school there in Canton. She was among the first 80 kids to arrive at that school, and decided under their influence and inspiration to become a Catholic. And then she joined the sisters herself in 1953. But this picture is really about the Spirit, how the Holy Spirit is active and alive in each of us through our own individual gifts and talents. And that's what Thea was always celebrating, not in her own life, but helping other people to come to the awareness of their own gifts and talents, and to not be shy about getting them out there. You know, that if you if you love the Holy Spirit and believe that the Holy Spirit is guiding you and leading you forward, then what's to be afraid of? So that's what this image depicts. When she stopped wearing a traditional habit in her community, she started wearing African dresses and garb, and that's what we see here. But the wind of the Holy Spirit is blowing like flames, like the flames of Pentecost, all through her and around her. So she was very much a Franciscan. She loved Francis of Assisi, and she would often say that she was exactly what St. Francis wanted his followers to be, troubadours. He himself loved music. He'd pick up a lute and play it and sing to express the joy he had in his heart about life and the Holy Spirit. And she just picked up on that in her own 20th century American way, and helped others to see in music the joy of the Holy Spirit, and being open to creation, to all of creation, which of course is such a Franciscan uh, uh, important point in the Franciscan, and also the love of poverty and simplicity, that we can be happy with enough, that the whole dream of wanting more and always wanting the next thing doesn't really fit a life in the Spirit. We should be happy with the gifts we already have and nurture them and share them. So Sister Thea, this is what we see here, is as she became a nationally known figure, speaking at conventions and conferences and giving retreats and talks all over the country. And everywhere she went, she would lead everyone in song, get them up on their feet, dancing and swaying. I'll Be Singing Up There is the name of this picture, which is a spiritual, one of the slave spirituals. And it was really about, originally written to talk about slaves. I'll be singing up there. It sounded like they were talking about heaven, but they were really talking about up there, up north, up in Canada, where they could be free if they could escape. And that's where you would, if you don't see me singing down here, they said, the lines of the song say, I'll be singing up there. And that's what we see here. But notice the rosary bead is breaking free from Sister Thea and uniting everyone in prayer. And that was her belief, and that's how she changed me so, is to the belief that beauty is what heals us together, what makes us one human family. That she used to say, if we could sing each other's music, we could walk through each other's neighborhoods without fear. And the same is true of art and beauty. All humans, no matter what they look like on the outside, have in the inside that drive not only to create beauty, but to pray before beauty and to recognize in beauty the presence of God. One of the important achievements of her life too was that she compiled and edited the African American Catholic hymnal "Lead Me, Guide Me." It's in a different edition now, and you can see this old beat up copy I had here. And but this is where she compiled all the music of the slave spirituals and gospel music of the 20th century and spirituals and other music as well. But it was a real celebration, a cultural celebration of that unique little brand of Catholicism in there. But probably as I get older and hopefully wiser, um, my experience of Sister Thea and her importance in my life takes on new meaning. She developed cancer when she was 47 years old, breast cancer, which ultimately became bone cancer, and she died in 1990. And but in her years of pain and struggle, she would always still have that song in her heart. And she said that what she learned from the elders when she was a little girl in Mississippi was how to cope with pain and how to let music come forth. She would moan and hum because she said that was in the slave tradition when slaves didn't have medicine to heal their pain. All they could do was moan and kind of feel the presence of the spirit inside of them and let it turn into healing song and music. So I love this quote. When I hurt, I like to sing some of the old songs. I find that prayer and song take me beyond the pain, and that's why the healing power of beauty, what it does for us, it takes us beyond our pain and helps us see it in new light. So her last great talk was actually to the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. It was at Seton Hall, New Jersey in 1989. And she spoke to those bishops from a wheelchair. And she gave such a powerful, moving talk that they were crying and laughing with her when she was a very funny person. And she also got them up on their feet at the end and told them to join hands and sing "We Shall Overcome." And there were the 400 or 500 bishops of the United States swaying together in rhythm, singing "We Shall Overcome," and crying and laughing and just enjoying her very holy presence. She was up there on the stage. At the end of her talk, they gave her a dozen red roses, and she held them up in the air and said, "I accept these roses in honor of all the women who nurtured you into the episcopacy." So she was not just speaking truth to power, she was singing truth to power and reminding those bishops, as she said to them, that we in church are a family. And she said, but yet we're all too often divided and in separate rooms from each other. And the role of her role was to, through music, to help bring people together into the same room. And she reminded those bishops, without judgment or anger, that that was their role too as church leaders. One of my favorite quotes of hers, which sums up everything I've been talking about, said, "Bring people into situations where they can share your treasure, your art, your food, your prayer, your history, your traditions, the coping mechanisms that enabled you to survive." And that's what it all boils down to, doesn't it? That's what makes us one big human family. It's that all families have their favorite food and history and traditions and ways that they get through struggles together and their appreciations of beauty and theme songs and all of it, and that we should be doing that as the universal church. She said, "I don't make sense of suffering. I try to make sense of life. I try each day to see God's will. I pray." And this is the real secret to life, isn't it? Just looking each and every morning in your morning prayer with your cup of coffee or tea, just sit and be still and welcome the will of God. Ask God, show me, tell me your will today. Show me what your will is for me and give me the strength and courage to live it out. And that's where our happiness comes from. So she said frequently in her last years of life, "Lord, let me live until I die. If that prayer is answered, how long really doesn't matter. And on the right, I want to live fully until I die. And that's what this is. The secret of it all is all about. Keep that song in your heart and sing it every single day. Don't worry about tomorrow, because the same God who watched over you yesterday is going to be there tomorrow. All we have is today. And if you enter that fully, you don't need any more than that. The song we're about to hear is called All of Me, and it was composed by M. Roger Holland II, and it's his tribute to Sister Thea Bowman. I hope you enjoy it.
United in praise, I give you all of me. I bring you all of me. Bring you all I have to the celebration. I give you all of me. I bring you all of me. You created me, so I give my all to you. With heart and mind, both intertwined, I bring you all. Not just word, but deed, in service to Christ our King. I press my way, Lord, hear me say, I give you all of me. I bring you all of me. Bring you all I have to the celebration. I give you all of me. I bring you all of me. You created me, so I give my all to you. You're no stranger here, whether from far or near, you're welcome here. There's no border or wall, Jesus destroys them all. In Christ we are one, in the kingdom. I give you all of me. I bring you all of me. Bring you all I have to the celebration. I give you all of me. I bring you all of me. You created me, so I give my all to you. You're dying and rising, we celebrate. In majesty reign, Jesus our King. Lord, we sing, I give you all